This is lesson 1.1.4, spinning with spirographs. And in here, we're going to learn more about loops and some of the mistakes that people will make and how to use them a little bit better. Before we get started, I want to point out that partway through, you're going to need some maze images. And when it says use the resources, that's up here at the top. So you could download that right now, or you could wait until you need them later on. Um, so in that last activity, we started modifying some loops. And in this one, we're going to notice some of the mistakes that can sometimes happen. So if you take a look at what this one is supposed to do, what the person was hoping it would do, it is supposed to uh, create a turtle named that has a shape of a square, that has the color salmon, and then while line is 5, so it looks like it's supposed to do something probably less than 5. It's supposed to do something 5 times. So let's run it and see what happens. And all we get is a square. Nothing really happened. All right. What's wrong with this one? Notice that it says line equals 5 is where they start. Then it says while line is less than 5. So since line already equals 5, it's not going to do anything. It's going to skip over the while loop and just go back to the screen and just leave it on the square, right? So since while was false the first time, the whole loop was skipped. Let's modify that code so that it actually does what it's supposed to do. So this time, what should line equal at the beginning? Well, we want it to start out equaling 0, and then at the end of each of these loops, line's going to go up by 1, and so it should draw 5 circles. Let's see what happens. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles in there. A little bit small, but they're there. All right, let's take a look at another one that has a mistake. So let's run this one and see what it does. It's drawing circles and it's going around and around and around and just continuing to draw circles. All right. Let's take a look at the code. Why did that happen? Well, line started at 6 and then it said while line is bigger than 5. So, and then at the end of each loop, um, line is going to go up by 1. So line is going to start at 6 and then go to 7 and then go to 8 and then go to 9. Notice it's still looping around. So I think they wanted to do something a number of times, but we should probably have changed it so that eventually um, line would no longer be bigger than 5. Or this should have a different, maybe start at 0 and say while line is less than 5. Here's another example of an infinite loop. Let's see what happens. Again, it's going around in a circle. It's changing to different colors each time it goes around. Line starts at 4. Then it says while line is less than 5. And then line equals line minus 1. So each time it's going down instead of going up. It's never going to, while line is less than 5 is always going to be true. It's never going to stop it. So in number 4, you're going to write your own thing that never happens because we're going to have a 0 iteration condition, meaning your while loop will be false. I'll let you do that part.